Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's me and again. Today is gonna be Gilmore Girl Day because today we're gonna be discussing Gilmore Girls. I just finished my annual rewatch of the show and obviously I loved it. It's my third time watching it, and afterwards it's like obviously my whole Instagram, YouTube and every social media platform was just filled with Gilmore Girl memes. And one thing that really stuck out to me was how Logan was being called Rory's Christopher and Jess was Rory's Luke because of the roles that they were playing, and which is true to a very large extent. I'm not denying that, but there's still a lot of points to consider while you fully acknowledge it to a full extent. And however, this is a very hopeless case, but I would still like to discuss it anyhow. And if you haven't figured out by now, I am obviously Team Logan, and I know every Jess girl is gonna come after me, so bring it on in the comments. And I know, I personally don't know why am I not a Jess girl. Like, I really wanted to be a Jess girl. Like, look at this, look at these books, and look at everything. Like, if you know me to any extent, like, you would assume me to be a Jess girl. I pretty much love Jess too, but hereby I'm gonna give you some points as to why. So Logan in Rory's life is way more significant than just a baby daddy to her. So let's get started. Now that I'm thinking about the fact that I'm gonna post this video, it really makes me want to throw, because there's gonna be so many hate comments under this whole thing. So basically, the thing is that Logan, as we see and know, is usually compared to Christopher because of the way he is, like Rory just having that one boyfriend from the rich society, someone who can be carefree, who can, like literally make her feel like, life isn't that serious, and he has got all the money, and even though he might not have a job, he'll always have some sort of stability and things like that. That's the way it was with Lorelai and Christopher. But the thing is, we usually compare Rory and Lorelai against each other a lot, that we forget that they're not entirely the same person, not just because of circumstances but even their characteristics. They are similar in a lot of ways, but they're also really different, if you know what I mean. Because Lorelai chose to be out of that family circle. She never liked that fame, that glory, that power, that whole thing that came with that money. Rory, on the other hand, is not that repellent towards that whole lifestyle. I'm not saying that she adores it, but she isn't even that, repellent towards it. We've also seen that she really just switches sides to favor the situation, because in places where she like needs to be that small town girl, she just clearly goes on to say, but my mom didn't raise me that way. I wasn't raised with the silver spoon. I haven't had those privileges. You at least have if she's comparing herself to someone else, she'll go on to say, like, you at least have those many options out to you. I just don't have that much money, and there's a lot of responsibilities. I was raised by a single mother and stuff like that, which is true. I'm not saying that it's not, but in situations where like she goes on to meet Logan's parents and she is not really feeling accepted over there, she goes on to say that, but do your parents even know that I'm a Gilmore? Like, I come from high society, like my grandparents are so big, I come from that good breed and stuff like that. Like, she can really just switch sides in order to favor the situation. And of course Lorelai does not do that. If Lorelai would be in her place, like, obviously that's my imagination, a lot of people can disagree, and these are all, I just want to say that these are all just my opinions. I am not forcing them on anyone. This is just what I think, and obviously disagreeing or agreeing with it is your choice completely, not on me. So yeah, according to me, like, Lorelai wouldn't be that offended by the whole thing. And of course we have that scene, where Logan is staying with Rory, and he goes on to get some water in the middle of the night, and he meets Lorelai in the kitchen, and they were already sort of like having a rough thing amongst them, and they finally get the time to discuss it and get it out in the open, and they discuss about life, stability, money, and Logan goes on to say that, you and me are not that different. We're actually the same person. You wanted to get out of that lifestyle, and you did, and I want to do that too. Like, I'm trying to break free from that cycle. You did that, and look how you turned out, and I'm trying to do the very same thing. And a lot of people, like, really, if you think about it, what would Lorelai be like? How would she be if she hadn't gotten pregnant at 16 and left the house the way she did? Because obviously, her leaving that house was completely a decision based off of her child. If she wouldn't have gotten pregnant at that age, there's no way she would have left home at 16 so clueless and out in the wild. If she hadn't gotten pregnant, that would have totally been her instead of Logan. Like she would have had the same lifestyle as Logan. She would have graduated high school, gone to an Ivy, studied and gotten a degree or whatever. But eventually she would have moved out and done something completely different to what her family laid out for her, to get married with a rich man or maybe to work in her father's firm. Like she wouldn't have done that for the world, and she would have just gotten out exactly how Logan did. And if we think about it, like obviously like thinking about the fact like Rory is so close to her mother, it's like we usually try to find these qualities in other people as well. And I think, although this is not said anywhere and like this is completely my thing, but I think like personally she feels that same way about Logan subconsciously somehow, and that sort of like increases compatibility amongst them. Obviously Rory ending up with Jess is also a very great alternate ending, and to be honest the most likely one, because she completely cuts her ties off with Logan at the end and he would end up getting married, and there's no way that this whole thing happens. But all I'm saying is that if you're doing it completely based off who's right or who's wrong for her, I don't think like Logan is a bad boyfriend at all, because like we had, the timing is a huge thing. Okay, we had Dean, we had Jess, and then we had Logan. The fact that when Rory was young and the young Jess wasn't good for her because of the miscommunications, the not being able to commit and the whole thing, and she grew out of that. But Logan and Rory, they were the perfect timing, perfect partnership, and they brought out different sides of each other. I won't say he completely brought out the best in her, but he made her feel okay with not being okay, if you know what I mean. Like with Logan, Rory was free to feel anything, to be anyone, and not feel judged for it. And for all those people who really hate the way Rory turned out, obviously this can be a big turn off, and this is completely the reason why a lot of people are Team Jess, because he pushed her to be her best self possible, and that is true, I'm not lying. But obviously we know that Rory just ends up cutting off Logan from her life in the very end, and like Logan's the baby daddy and he's somehow always going to be that Christopher figure in her life. And obviously there is a much great chance that she ends up with Logan because of the whole book thing, and they keep on discussing it and they go on to finally find the right timing. And I'm really happy, but it's just I would personally say that Rory's life is very different from Lorelai's in a lot of different aspects, and it's just that comparing Logan to Christopher does not really do him justice in any way, because although the characteristics, the characters might be same, the shoes they have to fit in might be same, but the whole thing runs way deeper than that, and Logan is gonna be a great dad. I know this isn't that big of a deal, and I don't know why I'm even making a video about this, but I thought why not just put my thoughts out there, because I have a YouTube channel, I have the right to do so if I want to. So I was like, why not make a video about this for all my Logan girlies out there. And yeah, in the comments down below, do let me know whether you're team Dean, Jess, Logan, or Tristan. All Tristan girls know that Tristan and Logan are like the same thing sort of, because the fact that Tristan was supposed to, the guy who played Tristan was supposed to play the role of Logan, but he just quit the show, so they couldn't get him to do that part, and therefore they had to find a new guy to play Logan. But that was, if you think about it in a way, it's just like Tristan re-emerging in her life or something. So that is also a very nice thing to know. The cherry on top for the Logan girlies is the fact that Taylor Swift literally wrote Champagne Problems for us. Logan and Rory, this is their song. And in fact, even the fact before she confirmed that this song is written for Rory and Logan, there were so many edits online of them with the song on it, because it just so perfectly described them, and everyone was like, this song is literally like it's made for them, you know, it's like tailor made for them, because they were talking about dorm rooms and, you know, rejecting proposals but still being in love with the person while having to reject a proposal, and just, you know, people calling you crazy and stuff like that. It just fit them so perfectly. And when the day, you know, like Taylor Swift confirmed, it was the day like we were all at peace, because that just meant the world to us. And moreover, I think that's it. I don't know why do I keep going on and on about it. But yeah, please do let me know what are your thoughts on this thing down below. This is just such a random video. It's literally like 1 o'clock in the night, and I don't know why am I even making this, but I guess I just wanted to. So yeah, these are my thoughts on the whole situation. I'm not saying that Logan was supposed to be the end game, but it would have been really cool if he would have been the one. So yeah, I guess that's it. Do let me know how you like this video down in the comments below. If you liked it, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more bookish content. I can only say bookish because the ish is very loud in the book. So yeah, until I see you next time, bye bye and take care.